when we're walking in faith, when we're on a journey, when we're going into a place we've never been to before, when we're going into no man's land, number one, we can feel lost and shut in. And I know that in this transition right now, some of us are getting cabin fever. Come on, somebody. You know, what started well with the family and doing good, now sometimes we'll have moments of frustration and irritability. We just got to give each other a little bit of space. You take that corner of the house, I'll get on the other corner of the house. Or Esther likes me sometimes just to go outside. I can hear the door locked behind me. Just go outside, baby, do some yard work. See, God knows where we are. And though we may feel like we're lost, we are never lost with God. Sometimes he feels a million miles away, but it's not because he's left, it's because we're not looking. But we are never lost. The Bible says that God sees everything that we do. There's nothing that we can do to hide from him. Not only does he know where we are, and maybe we do get off the beaten path, but he can always guide us back to where we need to go, to give us clarity in confusing times. Exodus 14:5. When the king of Egypt was told that the people had fled, Pharaoh and his officials changed their minds about them and said, "What have we done? We have let the Israelites go and have lost their services." So he had his chariots made ready and took his army with him. He took 600 of his best chariots along with all the other chariots of Egypt, with the officers over all of them. So there is a huge army coming after the Israelites. The Israelites are hemmed in. They are right at the edge of the Red Sea. They have no place to go. And here comes Pharaoh. Here comes hundreds and thousands of chariots and thousands, maybe millions more on foot coming toward the people of Israel. And they are hemmed in. Verse 10, as Pharaoh approached, the Israelites looked up, and there were the Egyptians marching after them. They were terrified and cried out to the Lord. They said to Moses, "Was it because there were no graves in Egypt that you brought us to this desert to die? What have you done to us by bringing us out of Egypt? Didn't we say to you in Egypt, 'Leave us alone, let us serve the Egyptians'? It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than to die in the desert." That's the second thing we see, is when we're on the journey, there will become a time or times where we can long to go back. Sometimes we're finding normal. We're on the journey. We're on the transition of life. And we're exactly where we're supposed to be. But there's difficulty that rears its ugly head. There are obstacles in our way. And I would tell you that the difficulty and the obstacles are confirmation that you're going the right way. If you think that you're in the promised land and there are no giants around, you may need to check your map again. But many Christians will bail out. They'll begin to go to church and they'll begin to tithe and to give, and then the washing machine breaks, and then the car breaks down, and then difficult, and then what they do is they shrink back and they fall out. Some tragically never to return. But can I tell you, those obstacles are places where the glory of God can be revealed in your life. Those aren't bad things, those are great things. Stand firm and see the glory of God move before you. When you think you're lost and you're trapped and there's no way to go, there is still a God, and he's on the throne. He can make a way for you, and he can make a way for me.